Hello everybody, and welcome to Heroes of Wellspring City at 12 FPS. My name is Zen, and normally I am the DM, but today I will be playing everyone's favorite sullen little rat mutant, Roadkill. And with me today is...
Hello, I am Tall Snow, and I'll be playing the socially exhausted fox child, Tailwind.
It is...
Uh
It has been a day for Tailwind, huh?
yeah, setting up last minute dance. Uh Probably not even going back to the apartment that they live in and just like sleeping at the school. Uh Doing last minute setup, getting dressed, party, the weird paper mache monster. Yeah, it's probably the first time in the last, I want to say 24 hours, maybe a little longer, that they're on their way back to their home. It's still the middle of the night, thinking about that, and at the point in which they would either turn off for the hotel to the apartment complex or the junkyard. They look at the road, look back and forth, and make the decision. I had enough sleep in the hammock, and go over to the junkyard and retrieve a backpack. This is not their normal supply bag. This seems to be something else.
Hmm.
Inside is some non-perishable foods, some soda, probably a Lunchable or something. Uh, gotta get that stuff from the 812 someday.
Oh, I just had a thought and imagine brunchable.
Yeah, oh God, and no, it's Bronson and Lunchables, so it's
Mhm.
Brunchables.
Exactly.
Oh, I hate it. I don't know why, but I want to say Bronchables. That sounds so much worse.
Mhm.
Ugh. Anyways, they sling the bag over the shoulder and they start making their way across the bridge to Endsville. It's been a long night, but from at least what it looks like, there are not really many clouds in the sky. So it was good. Kind of rare. So tonight is perfect night, hopefully, for a little decompression and a pastime that they haven't gotten to do in a while. They are going to slowly make their way to down a couple of streets to what looks like an old like Motel 6 that was on this side of the river at one point. Old,
Mhm.
dilapidated, probably crumbling on places.
As most buildings over here are.
Yes. And climbing up a fire exit on this like two-story like row pit stop for the night motel, and fishing uh a folding chair, one of those long beach folding chairs that goes like all the way down
Mhm.
from like a second story window that they have put there. They get to the roof, which if you had seen this roof beforehand, looks like someone has been there before a couple of times. There are a couple of just litter piles of crushed soda cans and bits of garbage. And Tailwind ends up just unfolding a chair, putting down their bag, and pulling out a tripod and a telescope.
Aw. I want to make a joke about Tailwind being so short that they wouldn't need the whole beachside chair to be able to lie down fully on it. Uh, but yeah, uh, there's always a lot of light pollution in the city, you know, big city, there's always lights on. A lot of neon signs advertising various Bronson brand products. uh, but not out here, obviously. So,
Yeah.
uh, do you want to roll perception?
Sure. Okay. What bot is this? Because I've been playing in different games and it's always different.
It's slash R to roll.
There
Oh,
we
that's very
go.
good. Yeah, so with a 22, like, as Tilland, as you are setting up the telescope and starting to kind of look around at some of the various uh, celestial bodies that you like observing, you're also hearing a lot of background noise. And some of it sounds pretty distant. Um, like you can hear way further into the city something moving around on the streets. Maybe that fucking mutant tow truck driving around. But it's a good ways away from here. But you also hear something that sounds a lot closer. That sounds sort of like a person parkouring from roof to roof on some of the other nearby buildings. And then the like splash of gravel as they land on the roof behind you.
I probably have turned my head as I'm hearing these things, like looking over. It's like, always wondered about those weird sounds before. And then just the Batman blur goes up, superhero fall of Roadkill. Like, huh, okay, well, last time you showed up, just insulted me the first thing you did. Well,
What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
I I mean, I live over here and you definitely do not.
I mean, I could now, technically. I mean, I am a weird mutant now, but that's besides the point.
He just like stares at you so emotion words like flat and disapproving. Like yeah, sure. I mm, like he knows you're a mutant, but like come on, man.
It's like wiggle the fingers, have a bit of arc electricity there.
Mm,
You want a
yeah.
soda?
Uh you brought soda over here.
Soda, chips, one of these. God, rebranding sucks.
uh sure, whatever. Um yeah, he'll take a soda. Um and sort of he has to set it down somewhere to open it. Only one hand. You know. Um
Ah, right, that's awkward.
mhm.
Mm.
And he's like, So, do any of the others know you're out here this time, or are you?
No, they're at a party, I think. I just too many people for the day. Just needed to be somewhere else.
And you
It was a clear
decide
night,
what?
so like just motions up to the sky. It's like it's a clear night.
Hmm. And you decided the somewhere else you wanted to be was the dilapidated city full of killer mutants.
There's a head nod. There's like a head tilt. It's like I mean, well, this isn't the first time I'm here.
Clearly not, but that doesn't make it any smarter a choice. Last time you came over here at night, I had to help save you guys from a bunch of mutants kicking your asses. Like, are
I mean,
you trying to get yourself killed, or?
no, just I mean I've been to this spot a bunch of times. I know what to do. I don't have the big stompy robot with me. I know how to be quiet.
Mm,
You want a chair? I think I don't have a chair around here. There's no fire exit. He just walks over, like Jerry rigs the fire escape that's not supposed to open this way, and then pulls out another chair that they've apparently brought over here.
jeez. How many times have you come over here before?
Do you want the actual answer or the one that makes you feel better?
Ugh, the actual answer.
I mean, I've been coming over here for years.
Hmm.
Like, I come over here with usually before usually came over here with goat, the adult that I live with. Then I just started coming over here for my own scrapping runs. Found this place. Got a telescope. It's a nice spot. Like, there's no light pollution, far enough away from the city that you can actually see the stars. Yeah, it's nice as long as you're quiet. Sometimes you just need to be quiet.
Weird definition of nice you have, but
Mm, helps me
mm,
think. I mean, you probably have a lot on your mind. I know I do about this whole situation.
not much more than usual. I mean, I guess this is all new to you guys, but
I mean, it's probably a weird question, but like, has anyone that you know over here, because it does sound like there's at least more than just you, has anyone over here died of old age?
he thinks about it for a second, and he's like, I mean, no one that I know.
I mean, from the way you described it, you'd be functionally immortal at this point.
Eh, for aging, at least. Still plenty of other ways to die over here.
I mean, yeah. Um, you get into scraps around here a lot, right?
Fair bit. Not many other, not as many other mutants come this close to the river, or they don't anymore.
Mm. Uh, okay. Here's a question for how does Hill Roadkill look? Does he have like battle scars or like long-lasting injury, like something that looks like it's taken a while for it to heal?
Absolutely. Like, I'm gonna recent is rough again, but also like
Y-
for audio description, like he's mostly covered in fur, so it's hard to tell elsewhere, but like the edges of his ears are very tattered and there's like clearly a bite mark in one of them. So like he's, you know, he's been
Yeah.
roughed up.
Yeah. Okay. 'Cause, like, it got me thinking, at least last time with the weird monsters, and this could be just wild conjecture. I have I've only scratched the surface on the weird Catalyst V stuff from what I have tried to look at, but it it seems to give life to things. Like there are definitely times where I've been hit, or the others have been hit. And it's just like within a couple of days, it's gone. Like all noticeable damage, like it should leave a scar on like your arm or something, and it's just gone. So, like another question is, are you sure that you've killed anything? It had just hasn't gotten up afterwards and left.
Yeah, things don't tend to just get back up without their heads on.
See,
So,
that's at least good information. Like,
mm, not
I'm
exactly a lot of wildly injured mutants being just left in the streets for very long, not for
yeah.
days to recover. If it's not finished off, something will eat it.
mm, I mean, that's another thing. Like, from what I've seen, at least the more recent batch of mutants, not doing anything against you or whoever you hang out with over here, uh, seems to have a lot more success rate on not being feral. I think that's at least the word I hope will work. There's a lot more like wild mutants over here. The ones that we've at least seen, uh, that have been from whatever the crazy scientist has been doing nowadays, have at least kept their own mind. It seems like Tailwind will just like go to sit down on the chair. It's like there's something different. I think something's changed from at least the initial mutation, kind of gesturing to Roadkill, and what's happening now. I don't
Mm.
I don't think any of the new batch. I'm gonna at least I'm gonna label that, and probably gonna be someone's gonna yell at me for that later. The new batch of mutants. I don't think any of them have been like hard feral. At least not the goo monster. I don't count the goo monster and the paper mache monster we just fought tonight. Because those were very obviously like homunculus. They were made, and I don't think they came from anyone. I don't know. It's weird.
That does sound weird. I I can't say I've noticed that kind of change in the past few months. It's definitely starting to get lively over here again, but I haven't noticed much more in the ways of thinking mutants.
Mm, I don't know. Well, Ill Will is like back up and running at least. Oh yeah, for your information, uh, we had a dance tonight at the school. Blah. Spent like
Mm.
17 hours of my life over the past 2 days setting up lights and making sure nothing caught fire. Wonderful. And a giant paper mache monster that was very similar to the thing that I'm holding on to was punching in the wall, and we had to chew it back over the river. I'm not sure it even realized it could dissolve in water, or if it even got this far, but like it left.
Great. So now it's gonna be my problem if it shows back up.
I, well, all of our problem, comrade. But fair warning, at least this time. It should be at least something there.
Well, thanks for the heads up, I guess.
I don't know. Something's going on. You ever like just and they'll just sit back and like sit on the chair and look up. Or what's your dream before all this? I gotta ask. Just like, what did you want to do before everything?
Hmm. Uh. Well, that's kind of personal, don't you think?
I mean, I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
Like I care. Fine. Whatever. I didn't really have that figured out, though. I wanted to get out of the city. Yeah, that didn't happen.
Mm. I wanted to fly. Just start staring up at the like at the horizon. Like, I want to get out there. There's a whole new perspective that like uh 80, 90% of every living being on this planet has no idea about. What does it look like up there? No, just makes you think. Great. Now I'm sounding like Opti. Wonderful.
Am I
Ugh.
supposed to know who that is?
Sorry, friends of mine before I moved here. If
Uh,
everything is going according to what they were their plan, uh they're in flight school right now. Well, I can hardly see them sitting down for too long before getting anxious, so there's a good bet they just stole a plane or just out there somewhere. There's just a smile on their face, just like probably still be fine if I haven't probably still be falling in their shadow if I haven't left if I didn't leave.
hmm. You sure know how to pick 'em, don't you?
Hey, at least I'm opening up about my emotions here, Mr. Scoff, and turn away.
Did I ask you to?
I don't know. Just trying to vent. I don't like people. Well, most of the time. Kind of just sit in my own. If all this didn't happen, I'd probably still be just the guy who can fix things. I mean, I'm not even a guy. You get what I mean? I gotta wonder about like, is this person a weird like? Who is this old people? Why was this town called Willsville? Was it named after the weird scientist? I don't
Yeah,
know. Well,
yeah. I mean, wasn't. I mean, 15 years before. I mean, ugh. It's been a while, but yeah, town was named after him. Not originally, but sort of got renamed when he got here. Started making a bunch of big developments. So, when that's what you're known for, you tend to just embrace it.
I mean, I don't know how to. I don't know how that works. I mean, he was a scientist. I mean, from what I understand, and from the one time we talked to him, he doesn't seem like the kind of person to be comfortable leading or at least being famous in that way. Though when we talked to him, it was definitely more maniacal laughter and trying to con him into thinking that we were from uh, health services. So not the smartest socially, I guess. That's at least a plus.
Mm, yeah. I don't know. I've never met the guy. That's just what I was taught, I guess.
Just just describe him for a second. There's like kind of tall, human looking, definitely a tune of some kind. At least at this point, didn't know if they started off a tune. Who knows with all this?
Yeah, as far as I know, Dr. Will was a tune.
Under I wonder if there's just so much I don't understand. I know how to work with machines. I don't know how to fix a person.
Mm.
Frustrating. I've been trying to understand what this stuff can do, so I could at least help you and us, presumably more of the ones that aren't going to bite me the first chance they get around here. But I don't know. I'm running into brick walls after brick walls. I mean, for God's sakes, I have a car antenna that has the body of a stick bug back where I live, and a talking, very sassy scarecrow.
I mean, people on this side of the river have been trying to figure it out for way longer than you've had, and still haven't. I don't think there's making sense of Catalyst V.
Shouldn't stop you from trying.
Why bother?
Then why bother help? Why bother helping anyone?
I mean, yeah.
Why not just leave? You said you wanted to.
And go where exactly?
I mean, there's the rest of Inkwell. You're not the weirdest thing in the world.
Ugh, easy for you to say.
Really? I'm stuck here.
More stuck than me.
You could pick up all your things and leave at any moment in time. There's, at least from what I know, no family here. Nothing, uh, nothing economical keeping you here. You have no debts, no people that will miss you, no people that will come searching for you, no one that will be disappointed by the choices that you choose, no one that will think that you're dead in a day or two. You are just as free as anyone else here.
You don't know shit.
So tell me,
Well, for starters, consider that I also have no money, no transportation, and nowhere to go.
There's a road out of town. You have legs.
Yeah, let me just walk for a week straight and then
Maybe
hope that wherever I end up, there's someone that's going to hire a perpetual 17-year-old.
there's Stranger Things. I mean, I've read textbooks. There's been adventures from years and years. And kids younger than us have gotten weird cosmic powers just from, I don't know, bloodline or circumstance or making a wrong deal.
Mm.
There's just, I don't know. Life sucks sometimes. Just wish things went different, I guess.
Yeah, let's see how much good that does you.
All right, Mr. Optimism. You have any other plan than kick anything's ass that tries to hurt people around here? Need to talk to Lena, but at least from that end, she's looking to at least setting up to go into government and try to fix this place up legally, from what I understand.
Hmm. Well, we'll see how far she gets with that. I'll leave that to her. Lena is a lot more prone to seeing the good in people.
Uh, well, you've at least had moments of that. You wouldn't have had friends otherwise. Walks over to the
Ugh.
telescope, starts looking out. Gotta have things other than yourself to think about. Or else you turn into Bronson.
Ugh.
They're all probably up there in that goddamn tower now. His daughter was at the school dance and invited everyone to an after party, so that's where most everyone is, I think.
Mm. Well, not you, obviously.
Too many people. And let's just say I have a parental distaste for the person, considering my guardian is the only independent uh, business in town. We run the dump.
How dare you slander perspicuity like this? Out of character. How dare you slander perspicuity like this?
He wouldn't know who perspicuity is unless he does. Then there's something to say. But we'll figure that out if that happens.
But there's at least one other independent business in town. I'm just saying.
Mm,
Hmm. Uh, yeah, from what Lena said, apparently he doesn't make it easy on anyone that isn't affiliated with him. But,
well, go ahead.
uh, but
It's
what,
all
you
right.
don't wanna, uh, uh take advantage of that, go into his tower and mess stuff up?
Uh, you know what? Give me an insight check, if you
Sure.
would like.
That's a natural one.
Dang. It's like the. I mean, with that, it's just kind of like a scoff, and it's just like, you know, I deal with people every day. I deal with this princess on a regular basis, considering how many things that she uh breaks and then just buys another thing. I don't want to deal with whatever the heck is up there right now.
Hmm. Well, can't blame you for that.
Just, you know, feels like there's a shackle over this whole area. One hole in the chain is smiling on billboards over there and over there and there, just pointing them out. Why? Like, I know he owns a brand of toothpaste, but why is it literally like day glow white? Why does he put like hazard paint on his teeth on billboards? Ugh. And I can't leave. God knows I want to leave too. But and I
What's stopping you, huh?
no, there's goat, cat, there's all of this now. As far as like everyone as far as everyone else is concerned in my book, I think they look to me and trying to figure out answers. I'm the smart one, so I have to have answers for everything.
That is in character at Tailwind calling themselves the smart one. Roadkill snickers.
Oh yeah, you disassemble a car engine and take out the expensive things and then sell them to people over on the outside of the river.
I
You
don't
build a
know.
working robot that
I don't.
apparently is powered by my own fucking body. Bleeping.
I don't know, man. That that sort of stuff. Sure, it takes brains, but I don't know if you can call yourself smart when you keep making dumb decisions.
I mean, I at least ask for help when I need it.
Do you?
Most there's a stutter. It's like most of the time. I mean, I don't see you doing any better.
I'm not calling myself the smart one.
Everyone's got everyone's got a label. I mean, you got why am I blanking on names? There's Cat. Uh, there's always been a jack of all trades. Always been a sneaky one. There's Nicola. I mean, think without them, I think we'd all be two sheets to the wind in all this. The only person really keeping us together. There's Sean, just as deflective as you some days, but more chipper about it. At least call them the Brawn. Lena's over there, actually looking to help people. There's the Heart. Mr. Lancer here, just pointing at Roadkill. I don't know. You read a lot, you get like genre savvy. I
Mm.
don't know. I mean, what else do I have? I'm the person who fixes things, like tinker with things. What else am I gonna do to help people? I'm not strong, I'm not fast. I more or less have compassion of a dog, but I don't know. My head, I want to use it for something.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's just a like a breath after that, and just kind of flops themselves onto the gravel roof. Kids, we shouldn't be the ones that have to deal with this, but we are. So gotta deal with the stress of it too somehow. I'm sure you have like parkour or climbing. Like that's probably exhilarating. Being able to jump from rooftop to rooftop without having to worry of falling and like cracking your legs. Probably been doing that for the better part of 20, 30 years.
A little bit longer, but yeah, without fear of falling's a little bit of an overstatement. I can't fucking fly.
It's just a shrug. Maybe one day.
Hmm. That I doubt. You guys say that, like, your powers keep growing and changing. Nah, I feel like if that was going to happen, it would have happened by now. It's had 30 years to happen, and shit hasn't really changed for the past 28.
Wonder what made it stop.
Mm,
I mean, there are no, there's no one besides us. I mean, knows. I mean, from what I understand, knows that this whole mutant thing has gone on. Everyone thinks this is a ghost town. What's keeping the feral mutants from going over there or out into the rest of Einquell?
I mean, obviously, some of them do, because you guys have apparently had your hands full.
I think those have mainly been the new batch.
Mm,
We've had Factoid, the the goo monster. There's been a bit of a some giant bugs that could have been that could have been mutated from the accident that got us. Uh, there's the other one of us, but I think we're not talking about that right now. Uh, what else was there? I'm trying to remember. What other like mutants have gone over to the other
mm.
end of the river?
Um, I mean, it's been 30 years. Pretty much any mutant that wants to leave has had the chance to leave by now.
And then there's that. On some level, I think we're responsible for things kicking up again. So at least got to be responsible for fixing it. I caused this.
Hmm. You went back in time 35 years and discovered Catalyst V and then just handed off the credit and time traveled 30 years into the future. Maybe you
And
really
it's
are the smart one.
um, there's the sass again. But I mean, this. I was the one that brought them over here, asked them to help me. Then we found the lab, the old lab, or highly doubt Ill Will is back there. There's a massive like aquarium sized like container of the stuff. So I'll work the computer. So I went to go dig around, and one thing led to another. We all got effectively submerged in the stuff in a tidal wave, and then all this stuff started happening. So yeah, on some level, I blame myself. Sure, there's things that you blame yourself for that are probably dumb.
No, yeah, that sounds pretty open and shut. Your fault, my dude.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank, thanks for the therapy.
I mean, I'm not claiming to be a therapist. Not even claiming to be able to help or be all that good at talking to people. I'm just here to take your snacks, honestly.
And they're in the backpack along with the soda. Just I don't know. Things have gotten weird.
You don't say.
Hardy har. Thought there was thought there was at least like a stride towards working together. And then, well, thing with Lena happened from your end. At least we heard about that. I don't know. Don't want anything else to go that catastrophically wrong.
Hmm.
And then there's all the stuff you say about like Bronson spying on things. So assumedly, someone over there knows that this is happening. It's like stands up and then just starts flipping off to the world's like, you see this? Go yourself.
Ugh. I mean, it's not like what happened here has always been a secret. It's just, people would rather forget it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I guess that, but like, I don't think I've seen a single thing on this. Looks out, this whole catastrophe, in the history books. At
What
least
you
go. Go ahead.
what you think people are gonna want to move to the perfect city when it's just across the river from basically apocalypse grounds?
I mean, I don't know. If I was in Bronson's shoes, God, that'd be a nightmare. I'd at least think, oh hey, wonderful infrastructure to just be cleaned and expand into. Why not that? Like, why leave this place as it was? This is, for intensive purposes, grounds for the taking.
He's tried once or twice, but it's not as easy to clean it out as you're probably thinking.
Probably not, but I don't know. Capitalists love expansion. God knows he's a capitalist.
Hmm.
Ever wonder if any of this is like related to a like divine thing? Heard stories that like divine intervention can do some weird stuff. This is I don't know. I, it's an angle that I had wanted to look into at one point. It's always felt weird looking into gods.
Yeah, I don't know what god would just up and do this to a city and never, you know, have any sort of follow up. I've never heard anything about this being divine. And
I don't know.
ugh.
I mean, it, it's kind of life uh, in a way. Just like looking at it in the points of like life magic. I don't think someone is supposed to uh, have a random uh, crab appendage. There is an animate car that has cost me on more than one occasion. I have a uh, there is a living car antenna stick bug that was animated from the stuff. It brings things to life. It's weird.
It's the lobster claw. Thanks. At least get it right, man.
I've met you all of 3 times. Two of them you were very antagonistic. At least now I'm bribing you with food.
That can still be antagonistic.
Eh, I like the back and forth. Gets the brain going. I don't know. Just how I I've been meaning to try to go back to the lab that all this happened to and see if there's anything still there that we can dig up. But how am I supposed to broach that to them? It's like, hey, do you want to go back to ground zero and try to figure something out?
Yeah, I don't imagine that's gonna go over well.
I don't know. Just- then there was the whole weird like noise thing, Halloween. I think we described that already. But like
Yeah, a few
someone,
times.
I turned into a ball of lightning. I didn't have a corporeal form. That was weird. I don't think anyone here. I mean, okay, never mind. Sean. Don't say his name.
You already
Brood.
said his name, dude.
Yeah, bad at this. Getting better.
Let's hope so.
You only ever get better at something. At least that's the
Mm,
mindset, at least.
no, you can definitely get worse at it.
Yeah, I don't know. What is the weirdest mutation that you've seen on this side of the river? And Barren Point, we have person that can turn into goo. That's not Catalyst V. Uh, at abstraction. About I don't want to say abomination. That's rude, but like kind of horror monster. A person that can turn into smoke. At will. Whatever penumbra is underneath that. I think it's just shadow and weird voices.
There's some metal in there too. Or at least it sounded like metal.
That's weird.
But you guys aren't all that weird in the scope of things. Ugh. One of the people I know is actually fused with the building that they lived in So now she's
Oh,
just a
ew.
building. Yeah. So
Like,
there's someone who can't leave.
okay, that's that's bad.
Hmm. Well, it isn't great.
I- I'm trying to. I would need to meet this person, but I highly doubt you're in the mood for that. But like, are they attached to the whole building? Can they feel the whole building? Are they just attached to a certain wall section? Like, eh, isolation, analyzation, research is important in things like this. Problem is, the leading mind on all of it is a crazy man who fused birds and dogs together, and now one of them is a pet.
I mean, I can ask if she'd be okay with meeting you, but that's way further into Endsville, dude.
That's I'm not afraid to go in, but yeah, that's
Clearly.
I'm surprised you you and everyone here hadn't noticed me beforehand. Not like I'm subtle. I'm taking things from the wrecked cars from here for years. Well, me and Goat, older jackal guy, probably I don't know, probably seen him maybe.
Yeah, I've seen him around. I mean, not really any reason to fuck with the scrappers. Like, better to just not get involved. Because if they're coming over here, they're probably ready to protect themselves, and I would imagine not shy of the trigger.
For the longest time, I had a taser. Most of what
Yeah.
I had before all this happened was distractionary things and then sneaking away. Uh, like a hammer space roll, but they try to pull out something.
Alright.
Uh, that's question mark. Um, it's only on a one, right?
Yeah, only fails on a one, so you get it.
Okay. So they pull out what looks like a kind of a ball with some weird holes in it. This is a slingshot round that whistles the entire way through. So, I mean, last time I had a run in with things on this side that before this all happened. I shot one of these in the air in the opposite direction and just ran away. We just chased this thing for God knows how long.
Hmm.
But it was just some weird dog or I don't know, crazy monster. I mean, there are magical beasts out there already. Owl bears exist. And this,
Yeah.
I don't know. But at this point, I don't know. I think owl bears are considered actual animals now, not just weird hybrid amalgamations. Eh, I don't know. Rambling now.
Wonder how long that took.
I think they had to get domesticated first. I don't know. I'm not. You gotta ask. What was out of character? What was Nicola's superhero name off the top of my head? I can't remember.
Omen, but also he definitely knows Nicola's real name.
Yeah. I mean, you have to ask Nick. You have to ask Nick on animal husbandry on that one.
Hmm. Mm, don't really care enough to.
Yeah. Just looks up at the stars. One day again. I think there's another insight there. At least just
Sure.
from like Talon's just very much not paying too much attention how they are acting uh
Oh,
forwardly.
17 that time.
Nice. There's a there is a how do I explain this? From the look on how Tailwind is like presenting, uh how they're acting, it's like this definitely feels like they're trying to vent to someone that they know that is not going to tell anyone that they uh they are afraid of getting this information. Like they feel like they can confide in Roadkill a little bit, or at least are trying to. And I think in that, like, there's kind of a fear of this whole situation trying to crop up in the sound of them of what they've been saying. And they don't really have a good way of expressing that other than just like what they've been doing.
Hmm. Hmm. I think Roadkill is like having an internal fight over, should I try to be nice or do I just leave it be? But I think he eventually is like, you'll get used to it.
Really? I feel helpless right now.
I mean, you can like shoot electricity out of your body, right? Or is that
I
how it
mean,
works?
a little bit. Like they'll like look at their hand and like hold it and try to concentrate. And like there's like some arcs between their hands, but then it just kind of pops. Like as far as I can get is that. Like most of the stuff that I do, I just building things that get powered by whatever the heck is going on in my body.
Mm.
Never really had like as outward of an effect as the rest of them.
Well, still, I think it's hard to call someone with a giant mech robot helpless.
I don't know. Times it feels like a shell. I'm trying to hide behind something.
I mean, sure, you're squishy. No reason you have to be out in the open if you can get away with hiding. It's
It
not
does
like it's
feel
a
cool.
negative thing to play to your strengths.
There's a bit of a scoff and just like, I mean, that does feel cool. And I punched through a brick wall with that thing.
Mm.
Been working on some more modifications on that for well after last time. And I'm I want to work on something for Lena. At least give her some ability to do some damage if she gets caught out. She seems much more sneaky than the rest of us. gives Cat a run for their money. Guy's been training to be a ninja for God knows how long.
Yeah, she's pretty good at sneaking around, but uh I'm sure she wouldn't say no to some firepower. Uh you can roll insight if you want.
Not 29. What's my insight? All right, not bad. 13.
Yeah, 13's not bad. Um I mean, it's no secret that Roadkill and Lena are friends. And yeah, when he says Lena would probably not say no to having more firepower, he's thinking he would like Lena to have a little more firepower in case she gets uh caught or something.
I mean, I have some. How would I get a hold of a leather jacket and like probably
Yeah.
integrate some the gloves with kind of the thing that I've been doing for the most part, which is just kind of a an arcing projectile. Like right now, I just kind of been working through a slingshot uh and some conductive material, but like give me some time. I think I could probably uh work on something along the lines of invisibility. Probably that'd be a lot of work. So
Mm,
probably not cameras, maybe mirrors. I don't know. Give me some time. I'll work on that. What about you?
what
You need
about me?
anything from the other side?
Not that you have to worry about. Lena sort of uh uh, Lena takes care of that.
Mm. I mean, there was talk of starting some gardens on these on rooftops up here.
Mm. I don't know if that's a good idea, but
I mean, if you're stuck up here, why not make the best of it? I guess.
I mean, you're liable to bring one of these buildings down if you try to put a lot more weight on the roof. And I mean, do you have a plan for making sure nothing else eats whatever you're trying to grow?
I mean, greenhouse. Greenhouse usually
Yes.
keeps out lots of things.
Glass, that famously durable and impenetrable protective surface.
Uh, I mean, bulletproof glass exists.
And you can get a hold of it?
Why not legally? But I mean, I've torn apart enough of the weird cop bots over on the other side that at least know how to disassemble something fast. So you might end up with a lot of windshields.
You know those are like designed to break easily, right?
Eh, I mean, yeah, they're twigs, but like, I don't think you're supposed to be able to take out their battery within 10 seconds.
No, windshield. It's a for car crashes. The windshield is supposed to break easily so that someone doesn't smack into it and become a pancake.
Yeah, but they're also designed so they don't shatter in on on the driver and the people inside and don't rip them to shreds. That's engineering right there. That's my specialty.
Hmm. So you're going to make your own form of glass. This definitely sounds like a reasonable goal.
I mean, it's a start.
If you say so.
Always got to have a plan.
Yeah, he like rolls his eyes. He's like, if your plan starts with making your own form of glass, I think you're kind of planning to fail. I mean, I'm not a fucking expert in glass making. Maybe you do have some 1,000-degree furnace in the junkyard, but hmm,
All childish optimism, I guess, old man.
he wrinkles his nose. Don't call me old man.
I mean, do you want to be considered a teenager all your life?
Better than an old man. I mean, how many fucking grandpas do you see parkouring around on rooftops?
Stories are to be believed. Cat's grandma, but like,
I will out of character. Kat's grandparent is non-binary as far as I know.
fine, grandparent. Sorry about that. That was my bad.
Mm,
Cat's guardians, and I've only met them a handful of times, and they're as intense as he is.
well, I guess there was bound to be one. Tunes,
Mm.
but
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you're the front face of the people over here who need help.
I don't need your help. I'm doing just fine.
Can you say that about the rest of the people over here?
In character silence. He's
Yeah,
just fuming.
there's a point. It's like, see, thinking of others.
I mean, everyone that's still around at this point has been found a way to manage well enough.
There's the saying my old friend used to have: everyone can survive. Gotta find a way to live. Stuck with me for a while. Stuck with me for all these years. It's a good motto, at least.
Hmm. What was that friend? A poet?
No, well, same guy from before. Always had his head in the clouds, but ah, who knows? Who knows how? He always knew where he was going. I
So,
guess, you know, you look up to someone who, despite everything, can say with confidence, let's go this way. I guess
Mm.
I try to project that sometimes.
So you want me to take life advice from the guy that you think has stolen a plane?
There's a shrug. Like, I mean, why not? I mean, probably wiser than all of us. All of us dealing with this combined. Always had a way of making someone feel better.
If you say so.
Hmm. You always gotta have some optimism in your life, even if things are going bad. Otherwise, why? Why get out of bed?
Fucking idiot. You can roll insight if you'd like.
That felt
Hmm?
that felt like a deflection, but yeah, I'll roll. Dude, not bad.
16. Yeah. So you were like, oh, you have to hope things can get better, otherwise, why get out of bed? Uh, and, like, uh, hmm. I'm trying to think of how to,
Yeah, it's
what
hard
answer give you.
sometimes.
Yeah. Cause, like, he's scorning this off, cause, like, you're saying, oh, of course things can improve, otherwise just give up. Like, he's at the point where, yeah, things probably aren't going to improve, but if you don't get up and deal with shit every day, like, you will not get up pretty quickly. Like, there's not a lot of room for slack and moping about in his life.
I'm not religious, but I think at least most people would call that faith. Faith in something, at least.
And I'd call it stupid.
Well, you call everything stupid.
Not everything. It's just there's a lot of stupid things around.
Really? The first
Mm.
time you met Lena, you probably called her an idiot as well.
She
How
was
long
4,
before?
so no.
How long before you let her into the inner circle?
That's none of
That
your
is
business.
roadkill. The
What?
enigmatic road. The enigmatic roadkill. Alf on his own. The only person allowed into the city. Just being dramatic now. There's a weight that you hold that I can see from a mile away. Trying to you're trying to help people at least, from what I can tell. Even if it is us idiots.
Mm. I'm like trying to think of what his response to this is because I think he's trying to just not respond to it. just sort of glaring at Tailwind.
I think Tailwind takes that response as I'm staying silent because I'm not giving you the satisfaction of knowing you won that. Uh,
Yup.
I have no idea about constellations in this world, but he would definitely start listing off any that he can see. Well, they can start listing off any that they can see. Just looking up, staring at the stars. Did you know that the reason we can't see the stars in the daylight is because there's enough moisture in the air that it reflects the ocean off at a certain level? If you went up high enough, you could get past all the clouds and uh all this all the clutter in the air, be able to see the stars at any point in time. Kind of an allegory, I guess. Even if you can't tell if there's things in the way that there are, you just got to get your way through them to see the beauty in the world.
Are you high?
Now, I've just had my social batteries drain for the past how long?
And that causes you to start waxing poetic about the stars?
I like the stars. What's the problem there?
Nothing, I guess. It's just weird.
Oh, I'm the weird one.
Over here? Yeah.
I guess you're the smart one then.
Ugh, no.
I should probably be getting to bed. I haven't slept in my bed in the past 2 days. If you want, I could leave the telescope here.
No. I don't think that would be a very good idea. Well, I don't think you would have a telescope by the time you came back for it.
Hmm, that's fair. At least the chairs haven't been taken. Uh, they'll probably take the one chair that is not being used because at least I think Roadkill was sitting in a chair last.
I never described what the fuck he's doing.
Eh,
Probably.
yeah, and just go over to the fire escape and jimmy it open and put the chair back there. I'll leave the bag of food. It's not very nutritious, but I mean, there's chips.
Roadkill, like, nods.
There, you know what? We've had a lot of insight checks. Give me one more from Roadkill.
Sure. 14.
All right. There's a moment where Taylor is just like they feel like they want to say something, but it's just like, would this ruin the moment? Would this they feel Tailwind at least from there it feels like things are at a good rapport and not just sniping at each other. Would saying this ruin the moment entirely?
Uh, Roadkill who likes being mean. Come on, spit it out.
I have more Catalyst V.
I actually didn't process that. Could you say it again?
I have more Catalyst V.
Oh my god.
God,
Why?
I got it back when the first thing happened. I have a tub of it. What do you want from me? Like, before I met you.
What, just like sitting around in Wellspring?
I mean, it's in a mason jar, in a safe, in a floor safe. But yeah,
I mean, I guess that's not the worst place for it.
no, not like Bronson can get a hold of it. It's on private property, and private property he doesn't own.
I mean, I'm not sure how much stock you can put in that, but sure.
I mean, yeah. Uh, I'm trying to figure this out. Trying to see if there's anything I can do to learn more about Catalyst V from Catalyst V, but I really need a better opinion than my own. So I've been more experienced than this.
Is this your way of asking me to help?
I don't know. Yes. No. You seem like you knew some people over here that have been looking into this, so maybe I'm bad at this.
Clearly. Ugh. I can ask around, I guess. It's not like we have a ton of scientific equipment left. Maybe
Yeah.
someone would be willing to work with you.
Well, I would appreciate it. I know how hard it is to talk to people sometimes. But yeah. What I want to do to help, and if I can get some hands with it that know more about biochemistry and weird goo, probably go faster.
Hmm. What exactly are you trying to do with it?
But I said that earlier. Help people.
Yeah, help people's a really vague uh goal.
I don't reverse this, figure out how it works. Like obviously, from what it seems like, there are feral feral mutants out there. If they were regular people at one point, maybe help them get their minds back. Help the person you were talking about who's literally in a hole in a wall, attached to a building. But just I don't know. You gotta ask questions before you get answers.
And if you say so, I am not the science type, but
Fortunately, I am.
I can put some feelers out.
Thank you. And if you're seeing me here again, you're always welcome. Got a chair for you and everywhere and everything.
Gee, thanks.
I don't need your permission to be here. Just starts hopping over onto the fire exit, and then once they hit the road, they'll just yell up, "Good night."
Don't get yourself killed on the way back to the city.
There's just a peace sign as they start walking back.
Yeah. And Roadkill takes the bag full of food and heads off. I think
All right.
that's a decent place to end it.
Yeah, it's nice. Just these two venting their angsty frustrations at each other.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, thanks to anyone listening to the recording for listening.
Till next time.
Until next
Uh,
time.
have a wonderful Wellsprings afternoon. God, I'm not. That's that. I am not doing that again. That's Lordsley thing. Good night.
See ya.